thank you for joining quickly. I appreciate you. I'm glad you got notified. Thank you. I've been talking a lot to Light Warrior Mel, and we're gonna do some big things. You know what I mean? We're gonna do some big things out here on the New Earth vibe. We got some really good stuff in store. We're going to be working together, and it's going to be really positive stuff. I'm really excited. We're both kind of like the people that we needed to work with, to vibe with. But anyway, yeah, we got the fire. You know what I mean? I was sun gazing today. I was grounding a bunch. I'm grounding right now. It is interesting. Yeah, make sure you guys are following. If you go to my story, my homie Light Warrior, you can see his link on there. Make sure you follow that guy. He's very knowledgeable. Dude, he's been teaching me so much stuff. He's been teaching me so much stuff about spirituality and the chakra system and all that. And when you know it's real and you don't know anything about it, it's very interesting. It's very interesting. And it's like you don't even need to be convinced when you hear it, because it's just you're more in tune with your spirit, so you can see it right away, yep, my spirit agrees, and that's that. You know what I mean? Like, some things you hear and you don't need to question it. And he's really good at just teaching about, I feel like it's similar to me, try to dumb down the complicated stuff and the spirituality stuff. Because the spirituality, guys, I thought the food was really complicated. The spirituality is way more complicated and confusing than anything. It's mainly because we don't even know about it. You know what I mean? They're not telling us about it. And so it's like you have to be out there practicing stuff in trial and error, you know what I mean, to try to learn. I appreciate you for liking the live, fam. That helps my page greatly. I appreciate you very much. You guys that vibe me when you tap, it helps. But yeah, spirituality is the most important subject we can learn. I mean, we can say this life matters and all of that, which it does, but when you learn that you're an eternal spirit, it's like, dude, that's pretty important. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, no, you're not. They said you're not. And it's like, all right, so we're just supposed to go to work then, right? And pay the bills? Okay. And then, eat that food that makes you not feel good. And oh, okay. And then go to the doctor. Okay, and then what else were we supposed to do? Go to school, get the degree. Now I'm in debt. You know what I mean? Now I have the student debt, and I'm not using the degree. That's weird. You know what I mean? And it's just like, oh, this is kind of looking like a matrix to me. You know what I mean? But then if you know that you're a spirit, you can be like, hey, I'm a spirit, and this is just an experience, and this is my experience, and I'm going to alter this experience to what I want it to be, right? And it's a matter of getting closer to the spirit and further away from the flesh, right? Going up the chakras. That's what Light Warrior is a mastermind on. I have the basic idea of it, but he can break it down to where you can digest it and you can understand this is real, man. It's not anything else but real, and you have to believe it. Why? How strong is the placebo? You know what I'm saying? How strong is the placebo effect? Because if you believe the pill will heal you, guess what this thing will do? Even a sugar pill, when they do placebo trials, Understand this. When they do placebo trials, when they do a medical trial, they have to run a placebo through it, right? They have to run a placebo. They have to give everybody the sugar pills because the people heal from the sugar pills. And they have to have so many people that took the other one, they have to have them heal more than the people with the sugar pill. But there's still people healing off the sugar pill. What does that tell us? That this is healing us. It's the belief, right? And then obviously there's the physical aspect of what we're putting in our mouths that plays a giant role. Light Warrior, there he is. There he is, Light Warrior. Me and this guy had the best conversations. Peanut, what's good, fam? Thanks for dropping in. Warrior, you guys follow Light Warrior. We need him up to 1K. We're gonna start running some really good live videos up here for you guys. You know, I'm gonna shift more on my lives to connecting to people like consciousness, you know what I mean? And then because there's significance to the lives, and then I'll keep my videos to the exposing stuff. Like this isn't too bad. I can talk about this. But when it comes to some of that other stuff, like when I'm talking flat earth or local sun, boom. Yeah, you guys please always please follow the homie Light Warrior. It's worth it. He's up and coming. He's gonna have really good content. It's well worth it. Trevor, thank you. How you doing, fam? Thank you for joining in, man. I appreciate you. How you doing? I got the fire out here, right here. And I'm vibing high, I'm grounding out, I'm outside. You know, I'll be outside until I'm really tired, and then I'll just go in. I'm gonna sleep on the floor tonight. I'm whacked out, bro. You guys don't listen to me. You know what I mean? I'm crazy out there. I'm gonna put down a yoga mat and cover it with a cotton sheet, and I'm gonna sleep on that because every time I sleep on the hard pad, I sleep way better. And we were just talking about it, how me and Light Warrior were talking about how you can dream better, you can astral project better. The time that I astral projected, I was laying flat on the ground on a mat. That was the one time I've done it. And so it's like, dude, I'm about to start tapping into all that. I want to start tapping into my dreaming. I want to tap into all that good stuff. Because it's significant. The dream world is one of the most important that we can even think of. You know, the dream world is where our real energy is in motion. It's when the spirit is experiencing the true experience, not this one. This one is it's just a cut rate version of an experience. You know, this is just, you know, it's we're here to learn lessons and to teach lessons. You know, I always say it's either a lesson or a blessing. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you have to look at it like, if something bad happens, did you live? You know, did you make it through it? Most likely you did, and you most likely learned a lesson from it. And then if something bad didn't happen, then you were blessed. It was a blessing, right? So anything you experience, if you hack your environment to seeing it as a lesson or a blessing, you're hacking your whole environment. You're hacking your existence. You're hacking the matrix. You know, practice gratitude. When you lose your job, be thankful. Practice gratitude. See what it does to you. You know, keep that strength inside you where it's like, I'm not going to give in and be weak and be in fear and be, you know, lose faith. I'm going to keep faith, and I'm going to, you know, push harder in my faith. And if I got to keep proving it, be willing to prove it. Be willing to go on and on and on, until you're exhausted, to prove that, you're going to keep doing what you believe in, not what the Matrix wants you to do. Do I believe in the flat earth? On TikTok, on just the random, if I talk to somebody that is educated and, somebody who is connected, I will straight up say yes. And most people would judge or be upset that I think that. I never would have thought that. Even a year ago, I never thought any of that. And it's been in my face. It's been undeniable. When you have so much information, it doesn't matter what you're told. It doesn't matter, what they say or how many people tell you you're wrong. If you know the truth in your heart, in your mind, then that's your truth. My truth is, with this as example, that plastic, you know what I mean, is not good. And plants, not all plants are good, but most plants, you have a better chance, for lack of a better example. There's black and white, and it's like I've seen and known this, and it's like I don't care if people don't know or see it yet. You enjoyed seeing last time with the fire, relaxing, enjoyed hearing the info. I appreciate you for dropping in. I love been doing the fires, and I gotta go get some more wood from the neighbor, but the neighbor's been giving me firewood, so I'm very grateful for that. You know what I mean? I don't have to go out and get firewood. It's just abundant. It's just coming to me. So it's like, you know what? This is what I'm gonna do. You don't believe in the flat earth. Honestly, you never know nowadays. The government lies. That's what's up, Trevor. There was a time that I knew that happened with the Govy, and I still didn't believe in the flat earth yet either. And it wasn't till I got on TikTok and I started following Caleb FE, and I just started doing my own research and just seeing thing after thing after thing about it. And it's like, it just makes so much sense that it would be at this point, because of all the lies and deceit. I mean, look at Big Pharma, all this stuff, We know that most of it's a lie, so why wouldn't that be a lie? Why wouldn't that be the greatest lie of all humanity? It's because I really think it is. I really think it is. And I wish it wasn't. I wish that everything was always what we were told. And I wish that we've never been lied to. I wish that everyone's always had our back, but I learned time and time and time again that that's not the case. But everybody's definitely entitled to your opinion. What's funny is, me as a flat earther, I'm not going to attack somebody for thinking it's round, because you're just going off of what you've been told. And that's not in any means, an attack or a diss or anything like that. It's just, I was there too. And the problem with learning something about something is that you've been lied to, is if you haven't seen the truth yet, you can't prove it. So you have to go off of discernment. You have to go off of your gut feeling. Like, do I think I'm lied to? Does this add up? Does the moon landing look fake? Yeah, exactly, bro. NASA admitted to lying about space. And if you say that, then you get hated on, you get removed, da da da. And it's just like, even the astronauts have said it. They said, I didn't ever go to space. What are you talking about? They don't care about us. Yeah, that's the end. And it's not just that they don't care. It's just that they want the opposite of care for us. You know what I'm saying? Thank you guys for the likes. I appreciate you. And it's hard to get my people in here. I get lots of people off the For You page into my lives. My actual followers never really get in here. You saw a man that referenced me on the wax fruit roaches. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. when you saw me, you knew it was the truth. Yeah, I've had a lot of people send me that video. It looks like he had some videos go viral, mentioning me, and that's just the beginning. I've seen some of my videos, people repost them and trying to get that shock factor out of people, and it's just kind of like, it's like, yeah, man, it's just wait till you guys keep waking up. You're gonna start seeing that a lot of my videos are exactly what they are. It's just like some people just can't see it yet, or they're just not ready, or they don't want to know yet. They see my stuff and they go swipe. 99% of people, I'm surprised anybody likes my stuff at all. But most people are on TikTok for a quick distraction, and they don't want to be told that their chicken is grown in a laboratory. They just want to keep eating it and not think. That's bot. That's Matrix. Drone vibes. Like you're just being a drone at that point. You're in the ignorance is bliss. I've been there. It's a scary place to be. Right here. This is my key lime aid, I call it. And I make this ice with spring water, and I use the ice maker, which is probably horrible, but I haven't researched it enough to see that it's too horrible yet. But I'm sure it's a bad process. But it helps me when I'm fasting, dude. If I have that ice, and everything, it gives me that little crunch I need to get through a fast. Yeah, man, you'll always see this stuff, you guys. We'll take a level, and then we'll level up, and then we'll see something else in there. What do I use for the toothpaste, though? I use coconut oil toothpaste. I make my own. And I actually offer it with my toothbrush as well. It's a coconut oil toothpaste with organic aluminum-free baking soda, and I keep it just with those two ingredients. And I always tell people, add clove, or if you vibe, some people vibe clove, or they vibe, a little mint in there or something. I say add that, you gotta add that on your own. Wow, I can hear the coyotes going crazy right behind me. I don't know if you can hear that. It sounds weird, bro. They're like, rah, 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 rah. Do I make heads for electronic toothbrushes? No, fam. I'm not on that level, guys. I just started doing this on my own, and I make this. I make these by hand, fam. I'm not on that level with it. That's why it's just one of those things that I'm seeing where it goes. If it doesn't take off with the toothbrushes, like I've had a lot of people order them though, but if it doesn't go too crazy, then I will simply just do less toothbrushes, but there is an electronic one out there that's no plastic, but it's castor bean, and I don't like castor beans because castor is the most toxic plant in the world, and I've been grinding the most toxic material in my mouth in the world for years. So it's like, why do I want to grab the most toxic plant in the world and grind that in my mouth? Shame that you don't ship to UK. Steven, I do, bro. I have shipped to the UK. I've recently changed that, but I have to charge kind of a lot for the shipping. I think it's almost $20, bro. So I totally understand if people don't want to ship internationally for my toothbrush. How do I feel about raising my kids with everything in the world? Trevor, I put in a lot of work to make sure that they don't have a clue, I mean, my kids know that there's bad stuff out there. They know about the food and stuff like that, but my kids don't know really what's going on out there. I protect them. You know, I'm protecting them from it. It's just not. There's no reason for them to really know, but then they know enough to know what I make them avoid. You know, they're not allowed to go on YouTube. They're not allowed to be on their phones for very long at a time. They're not allowed to just go and eat a bunch of sugar and then just run around and rot their teeth out. You know, when they were young, they were given a bunch of juice and it rotted their teeth, and they had to get fillings at freaking 3 and 4 and 5 years old. That's not normal. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you say. A little kid's teeth rotting out at 4 and 3 years old is never, ever normal. And so I cut them off the juice and stuff like that, and they stopped having dental issues. Isn't that a coincidence, you know? So, yeah, there's levels to it. But yes, brother, I do ship to UK, and like I said, if you don't vibe the shipping, I totally understand. If you do, I can throw a couple brushes in extra for the international orders because that shipping is so crazy. My toothbrushes, they can last. It's gonna vary with them being 100% natural. There's no perfect. I can't tell you, like, you can say these things last a lifetime because they're made of plastic. You know what I mean? They'll last for eternity. But mine, it breaks down in different ways. It depends on if you use the coconut oil, will soften the bristles quite a bit. If you like the soft feel, that's why I recommend usually getting two. Use one with just water, and if you get the toothpaste, use the other with the toothpaste. That way you can have that super soft polishing feel. And if you ever do get a little film on your teeth, my toothbrush immediately wipes it and polishes. Let me take a drink here. Emily, it's amazing to see you, fam. Thank you for coming in. It's always a gift to see my favorite people. I always hope that I get to see y'all while I'm not getting banned out. You know what I mean? I'm always getting banned for coming on here. That's why, you know, my numbers are probably going to dip and all this because I'm not on here going crazy on the Matrix. I totally changed the vibe on my lives, guys. I can't keep just getting... Because I want to be able to come on here and talk to people who are actually ordering these. I want to be able to talk about... I'm going to be doing an ebook for people that I'm going to go into more details of, you know, a lot of people ask me so many questions. I want to more or less like answer questions in that ebook and give you guys, you know, a little bit more information, stuff like that I can put out there, you know, make it super affordable for people and just dumb everything down as much as I can and just try to make it as simple as possible and just to explain to people, like, nobody can do the same diet. You know, everybody has certain foods that they vibe with or they don't vibe with. You know, they've got, you know, different views, different opinions. So what's the big picture is you got to know what to avoid. You got to know the worst things. And that's the big ticket, is if you can avoid the worst things and just pick the things that you can't go without, just make sure that you pick your poisons wisely, you know. But that's what I want to make an ebook about, is trying to get people here. That person that you booted out of my live last night messaged you and said I was lame if I want your wife. Oh my God, what a lame. That's funny. That's funny, Emily. Yeah, I'll get a lot of people who message me after lives and they'll be like just bashing and like, you're so this and that, and it's like, do you feel better? Like, I hope you feel better. Like, you literally just Like, you have nothing better to do but like spew toxicity into a message, and it's like, dude, if you don't agree with me, I'm not out here like attacking people. I'm not out here harming anyone. You know, I'm out here literally trying to help people. You know, so it's like, you want to keep hating me, then keep hating, bro. Like, you're just gonna stay in that low vibe. Like, I'm not. It doesn't affect me. So it's like literally like energy. You can take it in or not. And it's like, I'm not taking your negative energy in and like gonna let it rouse me. That's just letting them transfer. Literally, people can transfer negative energy to you on social media, online, through a message. You know what I mean? That's what they do. That's what they use these things for. It's like channeling devices. That's why they call the TV channels. You know, or come to my channel. Check out my YouTube channel so I can this, or to go buy that, or to go be a consumer, or to go do what you're told, or to, you know what I mean? So, do I use peroxide? Not really, fam. Not really. I don't really need it. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to use it like internally. I would use it externally. I mean, it's essentially, it's just water and air, but it still is a reactive chemical. You know, and I would never put it into my blood. I can't believe that. Light Warrior got 1111 literally the second before it went to 1112. You should have left that pinned so we could have had it in remembrance of 1111. Pin that comment back up, and then we'll just remember 1111 here for the next couple minutes. Yeah, pick the poisons wisely, you guys. You know what I'm saying? We've got to learn to pick them wisely. You know, liver C, or you've got problems with the pancreas. Why are they now? They're just doing that disconnect thing. If you've got these problems, then you need to get away from the alcohol, right? Then grab something a little bit less bad. Don't keep doing the alcohol if you've got a blasted liver. Like, it's, you know, grab some MJ or something if you have to. Just don't keep doing the same mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Oh, wasn't, you misspelled. Okay, because I kind of read your comment, and I wasn't sure how I was reading it for a second there. Emily, I got you though. Where am I at here, fam? What's up, Fit Sense? I appreciate you rolling in, fam. Is your question going through, sweet? I got your question, fam. I saw one of your questions so far. Here, let me see here. Have you seen the videos about the grocery store purposely placing harsh products at kids' eye level? Oh, yes. Yes, guys. That doesn't surprise me for a second, you know. I've seen that firsthand where I was changing my kids' diet, and I was trying to let them kind of be a little choosing with their food. And we walked down the cereal aisle, and all of a sudden my kid immediately didn't want to change his diet. He was like, no, I want these, look at these, look at these. And I'm like, buddy, that's not how it works. Like, it's hard for a child to understand and comprehend. And then they use the colors, man. You know, they use the characters. They use the cartoons. It's sad, fam. It's horrifying. And then the one that's really getting me with the kids right now is the damn YouTube short videos. If your kid's on YouTube, they'll come across these short videos, and they're demonic. I made a video about it a long time ago, but I don't know, it didn't turn out that great. So I want to make a better one about these YouTube short videos, and these little kids are coming across them, and they're watching them, and they're literally like, it's very evil. If you watched these as a parent, you would freak if you saw your kid watching these videos. Like, any parent would be freaking out. Hey, Deanna, thanks for joining in, fam. I appreciate you. You just came from Cosmic Cyclopedia. Yes, that's the homie Ethan. This kid is enlightened. He's very knowledgeable. He is a wizard when it comes to the anatomy, the specifics on the anatomy, and the actual, you know, very fine details of the human body and the cells and all of that. He's very smart. Um, Let me catch up with you guys here. You enjoy. See, this takes a special kind of person. Okay, this really, really takes a special person. I enjoy learning the Yellow Lake and seeing labels. I didn't understand the magnetic 4G, 5G. Yeah, I mean, essentially, man, the phones have been radiation. You know what I mean? It was like I was just talking to Light Warrior, I think about it, right? Light Warrior? We were just talking about how even the flip phones were getting us with the 1G, fam. Then it went to 2G, and then when it went to 3G, it was big. That was when, because 2G was like barely getting pictures, stuff like that. Maybe you can browse there was like a web browser on your flip phone where you can kind of go to Google. And then 3G came, that's when it really ramped up. And then everyone was sleeping on 3G. I remember when 4G came, and I was tripping on 4G. I was like, bro, every time this stuff gets faster, it's more radiation. It's more EMF. It's more destructive signals flying through the air. And we're getting caught by these invisible weapons. They are. I mean, is it a coincidence that these things put off radiation? I don't know. You tell me. Could they maybe possibly have made something without it? I think so. Just like I know we have free energy, stuff like that, but I can't say too much. I can't get into that too much. How do I do a 48-hour fast without harming any levels of anything? I just did one, George. I literally just came off when I broke my fast with some alkaline foods. And you can do it, man. If you've got, unless you're like at 0% body fat, which most people are not. But if you're looking at harming levels of anything, you just need to make sure you're up on the mineral. You want to make sure, because what do you need? You need essential iodine. You know what I mean? You need minerals. You need your 102, and then you need vitamin D, right? You need that vitamin D. That's what. And so if you're in the sun, and you're getting, you're getting your minerals, whether you're at the ocean, you're gonna get them there. Just from being there and walking around, or you get sea moss. That's your hack. If you're not on the ocean, the sea moss takes the ocean to you, so you can get those minerals. We're designed to live in the ocean. Why is it that all the minerals we need come out of the ocean? Why is it that the iodine that we require only comes from the ocean? They put it on the salt that was synthetic. You know what I mean? The iodized salt we've eaten for the past 13 years, it's synthetic, fam. The iodine's sprayed on the salt. So, where do we get true iodine? From the sea. And you can get it from some seafood. It's like trying to get vitamin D from some food. You just can't get it. That's why they say you have to get it from the sun mostly. Why? Because the sun is projecting the photons directly to you. When we eat, it's a supplement for photon energy, right? So, excuse me. Vitamin D is hard to get from food, because it's a supplement. And if you're eating a bunch of food that's depleted of vitamin D, and that's going to be foods that aren't plants. Plants are vitamin D because they are absorbing the photon energy. We're not told that or taught that. And the plants are the best source, the second to best. You got the sun, and then you got the plants that are eating the sun all day. Think of that. And if you ever question it, I watch nature all the time, and I've researched. In the buffalo, they run in huge herds for hundreds and hundreds of miles, and they're strong, and they have this energy that most human beings don't even get close to having. And what do they eat? They're full of muscle. They strive and they thrive, and they are just eating grass. Grass is not that nutritious, but it's the photons. They're out in the light, right? They're in that photon energy, and they're eating photons. They're not really getting much else out of the grass. They're getting a little H3O2, like a little bit of a hydrating to their cells, from the grass. And of course they're getting fiber, which helps their digestive system, and all of that, of course. But the main thing, they're getting photon energy. You can get is it 10 quadrillion photons of energy in one blade of grass. That's a big deal. So that tells you that you're eating that sun. That tells you you're eating the sun when you eat. So if you're eating a bunch of foods that are so far away from being a plant, then they're so far away from having that vitamin D. They're so far away from those nutrients, the photon energy. And then people say, people say eat meat, and it's like, how much photons in that meat? Not really much, guys. This one says the page is buffing, and you went in and out, and it's still buffing. I'm sorry, fam. I hope it gets better for you. The sea moss, I recommend Dr. True sea moss. Wild Honduran sea moss. Yep, and that's in my bio. I always tell people this stuff, but that's fine. I know I'll always have to. No problem. And that's why I link it, because I link it to one that I take myself. So that's the best I do. The daughter loves the colorful cereal and sweets. Oh, of course, it's a drug. It's dopamine. Yeah, even finding the right fruits and veggies are hard. Yes, but hey, as a parent, you guys, always just give them fruit. I don't even care anymore if it's seedless. I mean, I don't want kids eating seedless fruits, but compared to candy, if you can give them fruit instead of candy, that's my whole point. That's gonna make a big difference. It's not gonna rot the teeth as fast and stuff like that. Just don't give them pure sugar. Like, don't give them pure apple juice. That's pure sugar. At least the fruit is going to assimilate a little bit better than, copper. Yeah, I have copper. I got copper. I drink out of copper. Yes, I love copper, man. Hey, Seema, thank you for dropping that. I appreciate you. What are alkaline foods? Alkaline foods are foods that are made by God. That means that they're alkaline in their pH, and that means that they haven't been altered, because acidic foods are man-made. And when man goes in and they alter the plants and they make them, it creates an acid in the body. And this is a real scale, the acid pH, the acid scale. And you'll learn, if you research all the foods that man made, they cause acid in the body. And all the foods that God made are alkalizing in the body. And our stomachs are more acidic, and they're made acidic. So when we consume alkali, it is a balance in the body. It balances it. If your stomach was already more acidic, then why would you want to eat more acid? If it's already in an acidic environment, why would you want to add acid to acid? You know, when you're looking at balancing and nourishing the body, why would you want to put plants that man made that cause an acid effect? You want to put plants that God made in you. You don't want grape-sized blueberries that are, you know, GMO or whatever. You want the baby BB-sized blueberries. You know, and to me that makes a difference. And there's levels to it. You know, the blueberries are way down in the really specific levels, but there's levels to it. You know, when you have a big giant honking watermelon with no seeds, that's just a big giant honking ball of sugar. You know, there we go, Light Warrior. It's 11:19. The end of the old world is near. I'm ready, bro. Are you guys ready? This is why Light Warrior needs to be up to 1,000 followers. You guys, please follow Light Warrior so we can get him on my lives, because he's going to be educating a lot of people. He's going to blow up big time. This guy is very knowledgeable, and I'm trying just to get him. I'm trying to keep him inspired on TikTok, because I know that he's going to help so many people. Can I recommend? Okay, I got that comment on the sea moss. What's good, Stokely? How you doing, fam? Thanks for dropping in, bro. Appreciate you. Just sitting by the fire, but the fire's pretty low. It's dying down pretty good, so I might just actually cruise in the house, because I think I burned off all my wood. And yeah, but I still like to sit outside even without the fire. And then I got the coals here, so I'll bring the coals real close in and just vibe on the heat on that, because I feel like it's photon energy. Like, I feel like the fire heat is like from the sun. You know what I mean? It's photons. It's you know, those trees are getting photon energy all day, and you know, burning them is literally just releasing that photon energy. And then you're staring at it, and then you got the sound, you got the smell. And me in nature, if I ever would have done fires, I would have just collected old wood or wood that has fallen and broken off. You know, I wouldn't be out there cutting live trees to do fire. So that's where I feel like, hey man, I mean, at least I'm burning this plant that's already did its purpose, you know. Yeah, you know what, man? Yeah, you should be one of those. Hold on, you should go to one of those grow lives. You got 102 days. He can't go live until he gets to 1,000 followers, though. So, or I don't know what you're referring to, I guess. Mainly, you guys, if you're trying to build content, you're trying to build a following. I mean, I have grown, you know, 7 or 8 accounts over 1,000 followers. You know, which isn't that big of a deal. Many people do that, but with my content, it's tough. And so I learned that the posts are what are going to get you the most followers. If you get the post into that algorithm and you get it viral, you're going to get the followers. And Light Warrior is going to be going viral many times. I've already duetted a few of his videos and they went viral. I duetted his watermelon video. That one went up past 60,000 views, which is, you know, considerable. So I know the content is good. I know his content is good. I didn't need his video to go viral on my page to know that. I just knew his content was good. I can just see it. He's awake, he's smart, and he's just going to have a different way of presenting it to people that certain people will vibe with his vibe. 2025 is in 9 years, right? Which is the world ending. I heard about the 2025 thing. I heard that was when it's supposed to go down. I just hope the split is done before that. You know what I mean? Hex, you want to get the toothbrush. You hate the plastic ones. Yes, that's why I made this, fam. Was for I made this toothbrush for you, I really did, man. I'm fine without it. I don't need to do it. I'm not looking for anything particularly out of it, like being a millionaire from the toothbrushes. I'm making them by hand, and I make them cheap enough. I mean, they look expensive on paper, but considering all I do and all I have to do to prepare for them and to construct them and to, from the beginning to the end, all the packing materials and printing and all of that and offering free shipping, I really don't make that much money on them. I'm really not. So that's what I'm saying, man, is take it or leave it kind of thing. But I've got them there for those who want and see it. Because when I exposed the toothbrush and I didn't have an option, I was like, sorry guys. And then I made my own for myself, just one. And I loved it so much. I was like, dude, I want other people to have this that want to have it. I know not everybody wants to have it, but I was like, dude, I want everybody else to have this toothbrush. Like, because I stopped using my toothbrush when I learned it was made of plastic. I don't want plastic in my mouth. I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I don't want it. And so I stopped using toothbrushes. I started oil pulling and using my finger with baking soda and doing that whole jazz, but I didn't really love it. I still like the toothbrush vibe. You know what I mean? I still like the feeling and feeling my teeth get smooth. The oil pulling won't really polish your teeth super great. It does depending on how you do it. But anyway, the point is I got the Mizwack and I didn't vibe the stick. I didn't really like it, and it couldn't get where I wanted it. So it's like I want this effect with the natural, you know what I'm saying, with the natural vibe. So that's when I literally created this little thing. Like, there's other ones that are similar, but none of them use real Mizwack that's not messed with, and with no plastic. Because even the Etsy one that they have on there, the DeRosso one, that still has plastic inserts. So it's like, why do I want plastic still in the toothbrush? Like, if I want a natural toothbrush, I don't want no plastic. And then I even put them in a bag that's not plastic, a cotton muslin bag. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to keep it as real. And it's like that stuff all adds up. So it's like, after I add it all up, it's like I'm not really making not much on them, but it's not about that, and it never has been. It was always about like, hey, I want to get this to y'all. And then I only ended up patenting it on accident because of a follower telling me, hey, I work with this stuff. Here, this is what you should do. And it was like, wow, that was kind of lucky, because I was just ready to start pumping them out there and willing. If somebody wanted to take it and try to make it, then I was like, whatever, I guess that'll happen. But then I ended up actually patenting it, so it's just kind of worked out that way. So, but yeah, I'm actually very proud of it now. It turned out to be something that I really enjoy. Luis, I came up on the for you. That's amazing, fam. That's good to hear. That usually doesn't happen for many of my followers, from what I hear. But, that's that's good to know. Hex, you said sell on TikTok. They offer discounts for people who buy on the TikTok shop. Can I post my own stuff on there? I haven't even looked into it. That's interesting. I'll check that out. I appreciate that. I didn't know if I could post my own stuff. I thought that they just had items that you had to sell, that they kind of chose for you to sell. So I'll have to look at it again and see if I can get my own item on there. Appreciate that. That could help me, because my thing is, it's not about like, it'll be harder to just have that as something out there. It's more of like, hey, you guys, like, just in case you want to know, like, your toothbrush is made of plastic. Like, I didn't really even think of it, until I learned, and I'm just like, I'm like, this thing is made of plastic. It was like it never dawned on me. it's like, was I that program? You know, was the floor? Did I have that fluoride? You know what I mean? That good. And then it was like, bam! I went right down the rabbit hole of it, and then all of a sudden I was like, holy crap, dude! These guys really have it locked down. You know, I gotta post the toothbrush rabbit hole video again. Just because when I first posted it, it went viral, and everybody was like, I want a replacement. Like, where do you get where do you get the where do you get your toothbrush? What is your recommendation? And I kept having to tell them, like, hey, I don't have one yet. And it wasn't until that video died down was when I invented mine. Literally scrubbing our teeth bones with plastic sounds insane, yeah. And it goes deeper, you know. I can't go too far into it because I'll get in trouble. But just to keep it simple, I mean, it's been proven, and this isn't a question, that they found microplastics in the toothpaste. So it's like, hold on a second. The toothpaste is supposed to be somewhat abrasive, and there's microplastics in the toothpaste. And then you have an abrasive toothbrush that is actually really not that good for your teeth, that you're grinding up with microplastics. And then it's like, you know, those things, they get into your gums, they get into your glands, into your thyroid glands, into your lymph nodes, your lymphatic system, and it's not good, and it's a slow accumulation. Like, people, you know, I was tripping on the fluoride a long time ago, telling people about fluoride, and then everyone was chilling on the fluoride, and then I was like, bro, like, you know, just waiting, and then people started seeing it, you know, thank God. And now most people don't want fluoride. And it's happened with so many things this way, with smoking, you know. So it's like, what level are you ready to be at with it? Because, like, smoking is way up here. You know, people were smoking, and now they don't because they see it's bad. People were fluoride, and then now they don't because they know it's bad. You know what I'm saying? So it's just what level you're at, pretty much. Come here. The 666, yep. And then it's just a coincidence that this plastic is made of 66 nylon with 6 atoms. What? It's 66 nylon with 6 atoms. That's a coincidence. And it's like, I better be ready when people really wake up to what these plastic things, these toothbrushes really do. Because at first, like I said, for lack of a better example, fluoride. When people first heard about the fluoride, they're just like, oh, you're tinfoil hatting, like, it's not really blocking the pineal, none of that. And then people started learning, you know, something other. And so it was like, okay, that is a trip, you know, like, I didn't think it was that bad, but I guess over time and everything, it can be. And then it's like, uh-oh. You know what I mean? So it's like, hang on. That's why I tell people to hang on, like, with the foods. That's why I don't put I don't put most food from this world into my body, you know, because I've narrowed it down so much. It's just tough. It's just tough. Thomas, see, bro, this is why I do what I do, buddy. I just saw your comment here. You're happy that the Dollar Tree has got the bamboo brushes, bro. Those aren't real, fam. They're gonna have a bamboo handle, which is great. That's definitely minimizing the plastic problem in the landfills. I love that idea. But they're gonna have the BPA bristles. They still have BPA bristles. I know you've heard of BPA. So this is where it gets extremely frustrating, because I thought I was cool on the bamboo, and I was chilling on the bamboo, and then I started thinking for a bit, like, all these things they kept saying, bamboo handle, bamboo handle, bamboo toothbrush, they could call it. They call them bamboo toothbrushes. They're not bamboo toothbrushes. You know what I mean? They're bamboo handle with nylon bristle. 666 nylon bristle. So just know that. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm just saying. Know that. Bamboo toothbrush, it solved all your teeth problems. No, it doesn't. It doesn't, though. My toothbrush won't solve your problems. No toothbrush will solve your tooth problems. Teeth problems are a diet problem. I'll say that again. Teeth problems, dental issues, are a diet issue. It directly has to do with what you put in your mouth. It's not just about something coming in and going down really fast and no big deal. It's about the saliva assimilating with the starches that create the bacteria in the mouth that cause the dental caries. It's the starch, it's the sugar, it's the carbs, fam. It's the refined crap. That stuff is double sugar, and it does react with the bacteria in your mouth, and so it will cause the problems. Even carbs, even bread can cause teeth issues. Will bentonite clay rid the body of microplastics? Quite honestly, fam, that just sounds like it would be too good to be true, kind of thing. Like, how come this random clay could get something out of the body that never ever ever would have been there had they not took these things in labs and made them and all this stuff. Now, could it help? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't tried it, and I haven't measured the microplastics. And people who go on here and they say, oh, this gets the heavy metals, this, that, they're not measuring the heavy metals in you and then giving you something and then measuring you again. Like, they can't really. I mean, you can test for heavy metals, but it's not that simple to pinpoint. And I'm going to tell you right now that if I had the microplastics in my body, which I'm sure we all do, it's going to be fasting, and it's going to be, putting things through the body that can nourish it. The body's going to do the most work. It may not, you may help it with herb. I believe in helping your body with herbs. But we're talking majority, it's the human body that's going to do the cleansing. It's going to push out toxins. That's what it's designed to do. If you get a virus in you, your body is designed to push it. What if it says BPA free? This is such a great question. Let me use the best analogy for you. Most of us are waking up and learning what the non-GMO thing means. Not much. It doesn't really mean anything. So, this is what the BPA-free thing means. Nothing. It's still plastic. BPA was just like a type of extra coating or something that they put on the plastic that made it more bad, as for lack of a better word, because I don't want to get in trouble. But if it's BPA free plastic, it's still plastic, fam. There's still microplastics involved, all that stuff. There's environmental factors as well. Polyester microplastics in the food packaging. Oh, definitely. This one's keeps saying they prefer the Red 40 toothbrush. That's great, fam. Good for you. You can keep commenting that until you get attention, and if that's what you're looking for. I'm not using TS, bruh. Okay, bruh. Cool. I don't know what that is. Yep. Laugh at the organic toothbrush. That's cool. Thanks. I didn't look close enough. Oh, I just jumped down. This one said, I didn't look close enough to read. Mine are BPA free from Amazon. That doesn't matter. Yeah, that does not matter. Oh, we got some agents coming in. Some Agent Smiths. We got some bots flying in here. Oh, this is plastics healthy. Blah, blah, blah. You need a special type of zeolite. Yeah, detox. I don't vibe the zeolites, bro. No, I don't. And they say the zeolites actually remove the heavy metals, not the plastics. But the zeolites is not something I would ever do. Put in my body. It's literally volcanic ash. I've researched it in depth, bro. And I don't mean to bash on anybody's remedies or any of that, but I would never ever go to a volcano and start eating ash to clean my body out. You know what I'm saying? And it's dead ashes from the volcano. Volcanoes are very reactive. There's a lot of radiation and a lot of very highly reactive things going on in volcanoes, and that's where they first used to get sulfur dioxide, which they call the devil's gold. And sulfur dioxide is one of the number one worst chemicals and the most chemical used in the planet, sulfur dioxide. And now it's petroleum driven. They've been able to make another thing out of petroleum, and now they make sulfur dioxide out of petroleum. And when it goes up in the sky, that's what can cause acid rain. Sulfuric acid, sulfur dioxide, sulfuric sulfur acid. Okay, this is acid rain. So, when you see it as that, it's like, and then I just think in nature, I would never go to no Himalayan mountain and start like sucking this black dead plants out of the ground and then putting them into a pot and purifying it and eating it. Never ever. They add cow milk or cow urine to it when they purify it. Does that not sound like some kind of ritual of some kind of bad stuff? Like, think of it with Shilajit. I'm talking about Shilajit. You know, that's like a witch's blend. You got some black sludge, and you're putting in some sacrificial cow milk, which is all lumpy and weird looking, like from a weird country, and then you're putting in some cow urine and boiling it all up in a pot, and then it's good to eat, even though it was full of heavy metals and all these free radicals and even plastics. You know what I mean? So it's all about thinking about what is it, what is it? Yeah, this guy in here, blah blah blah, can show the organic brush. Do you want to see a better picture of it, or this is the organic toothbrush right here? 100% organic. There's nothing else. There's only plants here. And this is a bamboo. This is a plant. It's not even a tree. S2, I appreciate you. I don't know if I'm going to do a guest tonight, fam. I'm not going to be on here a whole lot longer tonight. I appreciate you, though, very much. I do. And I bet you're on the same vibe as me tonight. Yeah, I don't vibe with the diatomaceous, bro. Diatomaceous is literally old dead fossils. So, and then when you zoom in on those things with the microscope, not a telescope, but a microscope, they're all jagged and stuff, like bones would be, bro. So they're just crushing those bones up, and then they're eating them, saying that they're healing you. It's the placebo, bro. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Yeah, I would love for you to vibe in, bro, on a combo. Like I said tonight, I'm probably not going to take any guests because I'm not going to be on here a whole lot longer. I'm coming up on midnight my time, and it's still the Matrix week. You know what I'm saying, bro? I very much appreciate you, though, and I love taking on guests. And hopefully I can bring you on soon. What's with the cow's milk? Yeah. This one's in here just hating away or trying to trigger or something. That's fine. Appreciate you, fam. Anyone who vibes, But I love having conversations with all you guys, man. You have a few questions? Yeah, just comment them in for now, bro. If you got some questions, my friend. So yeah, this hunter, you're gonna have a couple more comments until you come in with some context before I'll just block you out of my live, man. I just don't play anymore. Why would I switch crazy people who had ate lead out of cans live till 90? You know, there's people who smoked and lived till 90. Did you know that? There's people who do all kinds of bad stuff and live till 90. That doesn't make that stuff healthy. You have to understand that. There, you know, you can even do certain drugs and live long. That doesn't make them healthy. Do we understand this? Just because you live through it doesn't make it healthy. You have to think, is it serving you? Is it serving you? You know, if it's not serving you, then why are you doing it? You know, you have to ask yourself this stuff, because you can't trust what you're told. You can no longer trust the system. You know, you can no longer just let your guard down and be like, oh yeah, you know, everybody's got my back. So you have to think for yourself and think that, you know, no one's coming to save you, because if you can think that way, then you're going to get a lot further, because you're going to find your own ways to health instead of relying on somebody else to give you a prescription or a quick fix to cure your health. Yeah, like I said, homie, I appreciate you, bro, but I'm not going to take on the guests right now tonight, my friend. I apologize for that. I'm not doing anybody. Like I said, if you got a question, feel free to comment, because I'm probably gonna do like 5 more minutes on here, and if I start talking to somebody that I get along with, you know, I'll be up till 3 a.m. And right now I'm on a really good schedule, and I can't do that. You know what I mean? So just hang with me, my friend. I appreciate you though. I really do. Trying to get reestablished here, because I'm coming in from the fire here. Kind of like this stuff like this, maybe not eating processed foods and smoking, but a toothbrush. Like I said, guys, there's levels to it. You get to choose the level you get to be at. If you don't vibe with getting rid of a plastic toothbrush, then don't vibe it. Do you see what I'm saying? If you don't vibe with getting rid of fluoride, then don't get rid of fluoride. Do you see what I'm saying? All I'm saying is there's different levels to it, right? There's the traditional American diet way up here, and then there's, as you cut certain things out, you want alternatives. That's just the way it is. I've already been through there. I've already graduated from a lot of those things. I don't put any poisons in my body. If there's poisons going in my body, it's because it's coming in from the matrix. It's not from me putting it in there. You know, I mean, I know I'm taking a little inflammation all the time, but I was the guy that was poisoning my body every second I got, every second I could. And now I'm the guy doing the opposite, man. You know, so it's like I said, you get to choose, man. If you don't vibe with getting rid of plastics, then don't vibe with it. Then keep going. You know, this one says you're using a conventional toothbrush all your life. That's great. You still don't know the negative effects, fam. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I've been eating fluoride all my life. I'm good to go. Do we see the idea behind this? It's not just about, and I'm not saying that this is as bad as fluoride, but it's an example, and there are levels to it. And this is one of the levels. Taking these into your mouth and crushing them with toothpaste, it's been proven. It's proven. So I don't mean to keep explaining it or backing it. Plastic versus plants. Plants always will win. Plants will always be healthier than plastic. And I'm not saying that plastic is destroying you every second of every day, because it's all around us. I realize this. But it's just like I said, it's like, what level are you at with it? If you're at the level where you're wanting plastics out of your life, you're tired of seeing plastics, you're tired of learning that everything's made of petroleum. Did you know even your little trees are made from petroleum? Did you know that? Everything is made from petroleum. Everything. I haven't seen The Sound of Freedom, fam. There's so much stuff I gotta do. It's blows my mind what I still need to go watch and learn, and you know what I mean, bro. It goes and goes and goes. So I really do want to get after all this stuff. You know, I've got so much stuff to go. I still got to go watch The Truman Show. Isn't that sad? I haven't seen that in so long. Me and Light Warrior were just talking about that, and it's like we're living in The Truman Show, and I remember references and stuff to it, but I don't remember the whole movie because I was like telling him I was still kind of a bot back then. But yeah, I still need to watch The Truman Show. You know, I still need to. There's still so much work I need to do. So there's just, like I said, levels to it, man. Yeah, man, you gotta chill out. I'm trying to answer questions, man. You know, you gotta just give me a second. I jump around. I'm trying, buddy. Give me a sec here. Yeah, The Truman Show and iRobot. Yes, I remember iRobot, dude. I remember being kind of semi-awake when I watched iRobot, and I definitely saw this a lot of messages in that movie. Let's put it that way, messages, right? Do you think that the food coloring on older people, not children, is going to affect you? I don't know really what that means. Yeah, people don't want to know the truth. There's a pretty significant split right now of people. Those that want the truth and those that don't. And that's where it's at now, you know? And that's where it's like, I'm not here to red pill anybody anymore. You know, either you've already been red pilled by now or you're not going to red pill. And if you're going to red pill very soon, then it's not going to be me to do it. I'm just going to help the people who are already red pilled. Those who want to keep elevating their consciousness, elevating their life, elevating their body. You know, elevating the avatar that you're in, your spirit. All three, body, mind, spirit together. You know what I mean? That's what I'm specifying in how to get people closer to being in, you know, homeostasis, how to get away from the worst things and just do a little better. Yeah, Cinnamon, I hear you, fam, but actually this plastic toothbrush doesn't even clean your teeth near as well as my toothbrush. So when it comes to yours being fine for you, that's great. All I'm saying is mine's way better in every single way. So just that's just the facts, you know what I mean? If yours is working for you, I love it. I love it. But I'm here to talk to the people who want to learn the facts about these things. Okay? If you want to keep defending yours, that's great, fam. Do you see what I'm saying? And whatever cleans your teeth is fine. Let's not think of the details. That's great. You know, we can drink 8 glasses of water and we can say, you know, I've been drinking this tap water and everything's fine. Do you see what I'm saying here? So it's like I can keep broken recording it, but I'm not trying to be rude. I really am not. I'm just trying to explain the facts in it. And if this wasn't my toothbrush, I would still talk about this stuff. I do this with everything. You know what I'm saying? I show you guys the vitamins and stuff, and then I say CMOS, and then people, CMOS is this, and this is that, and that's this. You know what? Then I'm here for those that want my opinion, right? That's why I'm just going to make an ebook for you guys, and Light Warrior is going to help me. You guys, please follow the homie Light Warrior. By the way, I don't usually plug people, but he is one. If you vibe with me, you'll vibe with him. He is the spiritual version of me, practically, with the food. So, but anyway, let me try to catch up with you guys here. what about soaps and all this stuff? Yeah, I barely ever use any of that stuff, fam. I use the same bottle of Castle soap for like 7 months. You know what I mean? I use a teeny tiny drop, and then I'll dilute it down, and that's all I need. That's all I need. And when you're not full of the chemicals, guess what? You're not pushing all the chemicals out, making you yellow and stink and all this crazy stuff. You'll learn that if you're eating vegetables and stuff like that, that your body is a lot cleaner, a lot more efficient. Yeah, exactly. The earth splitting, fam. Yep. We got the high vibes versus the low vibes. That's what I'm saying. You've got the people with my toothbrush and the people who are still got the plastic. I'm just saying, for lack of a better example, that's where it's at. Like, but I'm just saying, there's levels to it. You don't have to use my toothbrush. Like, if you vibe with the plastic still, then vibe it. You know what I mean? Or do oil pulling. You don't have to go to my toothbrush. You can go and get the Mizwax sticks, but mine's just an option. Do they have electric toothbrushes just because they're more effective? Man, they're really kind of not. They tell you that these plastic vibrating toothbrushes are knocking all this plaque off your teeth. They really don't. Actually, the Mizwax toothbrush is known to actually assimilate with the tooth more to help polish and refine it naturally, as opposed to the plastic doesn't really polish because the plastic comes up against the body and it doesn't assimilate. It doesn't. It can scrape the outside, but this is actually mixing with your saliva and helping you clean your mouth. Actually clean it, not just swiping away like a broom on the carpet. You can clean your carpet with a broom, but with the Mizwax, it's like using the vacuum more, where it's getting deeper into it. You can run the Mizwax under the gums. You can run them into the gums. I mean, don't run it up in there when you first use it, because it does shed a bit at first, all Mizwax. But once you have it broken in, you can run your toothbrush up in your gums, and it massages it. This stuff, I would never run a plastic toothbrush into my gums like that. They'll start bleeding. You know what I mean? Mine won't usually, but most people will have bleeding gums when they're running that thing. But I've never ever bled from my toothbrush. I haven't bled from brushing in a long time, but I've bled, and it's disgusting when you bleed from brushing with a plastic toothbrush, in my opinion. I remember being super grossed out by it, like, oh my god, like, what's wrong with my mouth and my gums and stuff, bro? Like, and this plastic thing is like, it feels like it's cutting into my gums. That's just my honest thing with it. Like, I'm not even trying to make it something it's not. So just because it's electric and it's going bzzz, like, yeah, it's working better for the way it works, but it's just not as effective as this Mizwax. This Mizwax is really way more effective, and it just so happens to be that lucky. If you don't vibe, yeah, nobody made you come through, right? um, well, you can see use disclosing tablets to test the performance of bristles. Yeah. Um, I'm finally flossing with plastic toothbrush tonight. I'm so done with the lies. Oh, you're tossing the plastic. You're done with the lies. See, you, fam, right here are just about exactly, a perfect example of where it gets. You're tired, right? You're tired of the lies. So you've been through the ropes. Like, when you've been through the ropes like us, you get tired, and then it is exhausting, because I guarantee you've learned a lot, and probably a lot on TikTok, I'll bet you. And I guarantee you're learning about the food, and you're learning about everything around us. And so it's like, as this crazy world unfolds, you start you start saying like, hey, why am I using something that I don't vibe with? Bleeding gums is another problem because the flossing is arguably harder. Yeah, that's the flossing isn't really natural per se. Um, we would never be running petroleum into our gums and doing it in a weird fashion like that. Um, we never really needed to floss that much in true nature, I believe. I don't floss very often with my diet. I don't really get a whole lot of food like really stuck in my teeth. I don't eat a whole lot of meat either, so that plays a role, But I actually use a silk floss. I use a silk floss. You've been watching my content too, and just getting tired. I hear you. You know what I'm saying? I took on a very difficult job a long time ago, I guess, when I thought of coming and trying to teach people this stuff and going through the things I've been through in my life, having to give them up one by one, and then having to come out and be like, hey guys, like I went through all this, I want to share it with you, and if you're going through it or you think you might be going to go through it, I want to help you not go through it if you want. Okay. So it's hard, and telling people that everything around them is trash and it's killing you and all this stuff is so hard, you know. It's terrible. The oil pulling will help keep the buildup down. Yeah, definitely oil pulling is great. You want to know more about Mizwak bristles? Where are they found? You're late to the party. So the Mizwak comes from a few different places. One of them being India, and they come from the Iraq tree, and it's been known to be medicinal, and it's been known to be even spiritual. It's talked about in Hindu religion, which that's their religion, and that's fine. And I don't really live by religion, and it's not my religion, but there's truth in these religions, whether we like it or not. Even Buddhism, there's a bunch of truth in there, and so these people they praise this tree and this miswak stick, and it's known for cleansing your soul. Even check this out. So this is the quote. It means purification for the mouth, uh, in pleasing to the Lord, right? Okay. Um, this is this is their religion, bro. They literally praise this tree because it has so much benefits, and I can go through the benefits of the Mizwak, um, where it just goes on and on. It can help clear your voice. It can help, and I think that could be that could have something to do with your throat chakra. I don't know, you know, but it's just such a coincidence that this means pleasing the Lord, and this is made of a plant, and then the other is 666 plastics. You know what I'm saying? You prefer the silk over plastic on the floss. Yeah, a lot of people don't even know to use silk floss. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, I actually got mine on Amazon. I actually link it in my bio on my Amazon list. The silk floss. It should be on my Amazon list that my recommended items in my link tree on my bio. If you guys want to go smash that floss, it's a good vibe. It feels a lot better than running petroleum through your teeth. Everything is petroleum. Your underwear, your blankie, your carpet, your candle, even your little trees is petroleum. Your toothbrush is petroleum. Your TV's petroleum. Your socks are petroleum. Your jacket's petroleum. Your car is covered in petroleum. Your car burns on petroleum. If you go turn on your car in the garage with the petroleum for 20, 30 seconds, you're unalive because of the petroleum. If you put a candle next to a bird, it unalives when it burns. Why? Because the concentration of petroleum burning to that bird's little tiny micro lung, it's too much for that birdie, so it dies. You know what I'm saying, guys? So petroleum is everything, and it's evil. Thank you for the gift, fam. It's good to see you, Jim Man. I appreciate you. So just know that. You know what I'm saying? And then you learn, oh, hold on a second. We're not done yet. Petroleum's in the food. Uh-oh. This guy might get shut down. What is red dye 40 made of? Petroleum. What is MEDS made of? Petroleum. They call them petroplastics. What else is made of petroleum? Oh, I don't know. What do they coat the food with? Oh, they just use bug wax poop stuff that they use arsenic and alcohol to create. And they spray the plants with that. And petroleum. Or. It's and or. So it's usually or. It's usually one or the other. So they cover the plants with petroleum. What else is petroleum derivative, guys? The makeup, ladies, you know, petroleum jelly is petroleum derivative. I mean, the ingredients in the food, you know, red dye 40 is made from petroleum. All the dyes, the blue lake 1, yellow lake blah blah, petroleum. Now let's talk about vitamins. Guess what? A lot of them are petroleum derivative synthetic chemicals. Natural flavors derived from petroleum often. They create them in laboratories. They can take a flavor from nature and then take that flavor and mimic it in laboratories. And as long as the chemical matches, they're good to go. All they have to do is match the chemical. What's citric acid? Who cares? Everyone says, who cares about citric acid? You know, it's not petroleum, but it's just as bad, if not worse. And the idea is, you know, they match the chemical citric acid from black mold to the chemical citric acid that grows from fruits. So you can take the chemical out of a key lime and you can go make mold on GMO corn and make the same chemical, and now all of a sudden, because science came in, it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it just keeps going. Oh, do we have a bot in here? Oh, the cinnamon one, they went too far, huh, Light Warrior? I was letting them vibe. I was trying to let them vibe, but they must have went too far. In Light Warrior, I know you are a nice guy, so they must have took it too far. You know what I'm saying? Again, you guys, like I said, I never go begging for follows or none of that crap, and I know it doesn't work, but follow Light Warrior if you guys vibe with me. you've used the Mizwack a ton of times. That's great, fam. And at first, Mizwack is kind of unpleasant to me. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. Like, I didn't like it. I didn't like the taste. I didn't like it. And then that's why I like my toothbrush though, because once, because you're gonna use the Mizwack more than once, and it is good to go fresh on the Mizwack. But nobody ever said you had to. You can reuse the same Mizwack. So what's nice is once you get past the activation of the Mizwack, yes, you have to soak it and you have to crush it. But once you get past that part of it, and you get a little bit of that Mizwack flavor out of it, then it gets neutral, and then it becomes a very, very neutral flavor. There's no taste to it or anything. So if you don't like the taste, which some people really love the taste, and some people say it's like a type of mouthwash. But it's no coincidence that this is considered pleasing the Lord, and then the plastic one is literally 666 plastics. I mean, what are the odds? I'm not just trying to make stuff up. You can get the fresh ones that are vacuum sealed. Yes, that's what I get, fam. White Warrior, you're my G, bro. You're my number one G right here. I mean, you are you're here for the people, bro. Like, you're gonna do big things. Um, Always glad to catch you in your knowledge live, Candy. I appreciate you for joining in. Anybody that likes to actually talk in here instead of just, I have no problem with disagreeing, and people, that disagree with me and they want to have conversation. That's great. Come through with some context. Don't just come attacking because I have a different opinion, or I'm more awake, or I've given up more things than you. Why are you going to attack me because I've given up things that don't work for me anymore because it was getting me? You know what I mean? So, oh, you're an idiot because you were sick and now you're not. You've given up a bunch of stuff that you didn't vibe with, so you're dumb. And it's just like, okay, like defending the toothbrush, or getting mad at my toothbrush. Oh, it's natural. Huh. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, it is. The taste doesn't bother you, Jimmy. That's good. I'm glad you vibe with it. Um, I'm glad you're liking the toothbrush, man. That's why I'm coming on here more for the live for this kind of stuff, so I can talk to you guys about this, and or questions about fasting. Like I said, I'm gonna put together a type of ebook that I can offer you guys that's more in depth for things that people, that are just coming along for the first time or something, or they want to hear more, or they want to go through, I want to put in different topics in there. I want to talk about anxiety, and I want to talk about fasting, and I want to talk about the matrix a little bit, just understanding why it's important to do these things and how important it is to fast from many different things. So, yeah, fam, it's probably gonna be a lot kind of like my videos, where I'll have a picture of like maybe fasting on there, and then I'll put a paragraph of what my quick breakdown is. Try to not dumb it down, but try to digest it down to where it's a little bit easier to for people to digest. In a in a lack of better explanation, kind of like the mom bird chewing up the food for the baby. Like, I want to like just feed people that, those who are ready, those who that want to be fed the information. I want to do that, but for those who don't, and they're not serious or ready, then I'm done trying to red pill people. I don't want to red pill anyone anymore. You want to know more about fasting? Yeah, man. I hate fasting. I hate fasting more than anything. It sucks because I love fasting. Because I know better. I know how good it is. And I love it so much. It makes me feel so much better. I lose weight. I lose fat. I feel better. I look better. I've reversed my aging. I've aged myself so much. And then this is all stuff that I don't even know that's going on inside of me too that I'm doing. I know for damn well I'm doing a bunch of good stuff because I went through and didn't notice that well, even though I was destroying my body and my mind, and I didn't even really know it. So who says that you can't have a bunch of good things going on in your body and not even have a clue? I mean, I quit smoking cigs. So instead of getting more ill from it, I'm healing from it. And I don't even know it. I'm still healing. I'll be healing for the rest of my life from it, and I don't even have a clue that it's happening. So it's amazing. The body and the mind, it's just literally amazing. And that's where it requires the conscious to know, like, hey, even though I don't feel it right now, I know that I'm mitigating a bunch of inflammation by either fasting or by eating something that is of nature. I am nourishing the body instead of inflaming it or adding acidity or adding sugar to it too much. We over sugar our bodies. All the food turns to sugar, so we're just a big sugar ball. But yes, I'll admit it right with you that I struggle with it. I just did a 2 day. I did it pretty good. And I'm getting to where my meal in between is smaller and smaller. I'm able to squeeze that meal down. And that, I can fast, but when I eat, I have no control. I mean, I do now, obviously, but I, most of the time, never had any control. And so I'm just now getting that to where it's like, hey, I can eat now without just going nuts and having to eat for a 5 hour window. Like, I can eat all day. I could wake up and eat and then eat and eat and eat and eat. I can literally eat all day. And I will love it. I will love it if I could just keep eating. It's so scary how much food I can eat. It's terrifying. So trust me, I hate fasting. I love fasting, but I hate it. It's one of the hardest things for me to do. I'm a food addict. So that's like I always say, like, try to take some alcohol away from an alcoholic. Try to take, some try to take the meth away from a meth addict. They're gonna say, "Gimme, gimme, gimme." You know what I'm saying? So that's who I am. That's who I am. I'm the food addict. Sarah, I appreciate you for rolling in and vibing, fam. Fasting is the way, Jim Anna, without a doubt. It's like I say, it's so important. It's just because it uncomplicates the complicated. You can sit and listen to your favorite little doctor, your favorite little influencer, and they'll tell you how, your body's doing this, and the gut does that, and you're this, and your cells are that, and you do this, and you blah blah, and blah 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 blah. And if you want to blah blah blah, you can blah blah. Dude, trust me, I've been through all of it, dude, in every direction, literally. I have sat and spent hours on hours and hours. I mean, I could learn more. I could go deeper into the rabbit holes. I can go harder on it. But I get to the point where it's like, dude, the I'm just tired. Like, I don't want to be a freaking professor, bro. Like, I just want to live. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to vibe high with my kids and just feel good. I don't want to be a fucking major in biochemicals. You know what I mean? I don't want to have to research lab grown meats or this or that. Like, I don't care, bro. Like, I don't care about that. But it's like, that's why fasting is so beautiful, because you're just withdrawing and you're allowing the body to uncomplicate all these crazy, like, inflammation things we develop, all these weird new diseases, and oh, that's a new cyst cancer thing that just, it's rare, and you always hear of everything's so rare. Well, if it's so rare, why am I hearing it all the time? Like, I mean, I guess everything's rare, but it's just like everybody's sick, dude, and I'm sick of seeing it. And when you learn that you do the opposite of what got you sick, that's the cure. We need to really let it ring, like ring in our heads. Use smoking as the example. How do you get rid of the problems from smoking? if you've got an ailment, like a certain thing that happens to your lungs when you smoke cigs, how do you heal that? How do you stop causing that to keep happening? Take it out of the equation. So if you're putting in the C word down your throat and you don't want to get it, and or you want to stop getting more, stop putting it down your throat. And there's levels to the stuff you're putting down your throat, and the more closer to nature and wild the stuff you're putting in your throat, the more it assimilates with the body can recognize, and the safer off you're going to be. There's no perfect system to it, and I'll never, even when I make my book, I won't be able to give somebody a specific diet. I can suggest some foods, but I can't put somebody on a specific thing because everybody's so different. Yes, great. Thank you, fam. Great way to put that. You are so right. The mental fight, the chakra work helps with the addiction. Thank you, and I need that, and I need a lot more work. Looking at the road ahead of me is daunting, but I've done a lot of work, so I'm having the faith that I can do it. Right now my last battle is this. It's getting the gut chakra in tune. It's I feel like it's the last chakra that I have not really dialed in. The most. It's the chakra I struggle with the most, and there's a reason for it. That's why I'm in the position I'm in, and that's why I've gone through the things I've gone through. And I'm still definitely learning. I still ain't perfect. All I can say is, hey, this is the things that I was going through, and now I'm not. Now I'm not perfect, but going forward, I think I have much better odds. And if it's no coincidence that 5 years ago, when I was younger, mind you, that I was way sicker. But then they tell you, no, you just get sicker with age. That's weird, because I'm so much less sick now. So it's like there's no question to it that my methods work, and it's not just for me. We all have different symptoms to the issue, but the issue is all the same. The issue is all the American diet. Yeah, so you're trying to fast, but then you want to gain weight back in the face. Everybody has their own figure, their own true self, and I don't know what you look like, but if you're off this FENT stuff, let your body just regulate, get back to homeostasis, put some real food in you. When you do feed, get some coconut, load up on some healthy fats, even a little bit of alkaline carbs, not refined, like I'm talking chickpea, stuff like that, quinoa. That'll get you a little bit of fat accumulation. Fruits will help you accumulate fat actually quite well. It's one of the healthiest ways to grow fat, and you will and can grow fat with being a fruitarian. I've practiced it and done it myself. Because the fructose does turn into glucose, and there's a lot of fructose in the fruit because the fiber's been removed. Our fruits are all sugar fruits now. That's why I try to eat a lot more berries, because they still have, they're one fruit that's known to still have a lot of fiber remaining. The rest of them are kind of devoid of the fiber. Yesterday you had such a high vibe. That's great to hear, fam. Hey, did you guys see my story? Check out this vibe today. I was going to go live with you guys. I was going to have you guys sun gaze with me, but the homie Light Warrior called, and it was duty calls. But look at this picture I caught, dude. I thought that was freaking dope. This little bird was flying right when I snapped this picture. I just thought it was a vibe and a half. I was grounding, and I was sun gazing at the sunset, and I was out just nature vibing. I just got out of the woods, and I was grounded in the woods. And then I came down for or a sun gaze, fam. So if you guys haven't practiced any of this yet, I suggest trying it. And if you want to vibe high, you're going to have to start practicing these things. It sucks, but you're going to love doing it. You know, the good things for you should be enjoyable when you do them. You know, the bad things for you, you can lie and tell yourself that they're enjoyable while you do them, but deep down your spirit's telling you like you're a POS. Stop it. You know, if you're over there over drinking and like just making a fool of yourself and stuff, like your spirit will tell you like quit being a POS. And you can ignore it for so long, you can run from it, but eventually it'll catch you. You know, eventually your spirit will get loud enough to where it's like time to move on. Like, do you want to keep learning lessons? Do you want to stay in this karmic cycle? Or do you want to ascend from this life? Do you want to have a better life? That's what it's all about. Do you want to be experiencing? Your spirit wants to experience better. Your spirit wants to be vibe higher. So you were sick until you went to the plant-based diet. And so this can be convoluted quite a bit, but in general, this is going to work. Now, are there plants out there that are bad? Yes. If you're eating a bunch of number 4 plants coated in petroleum and shellac, and or eating a bunch of hybrid like I don't know, microgreens grown under lights, you know, stuff like that, you may not be vibing as high, but overall, going to plants is just going to get you better off. It's going to get you away from the worst of things. And fall in love with your kitchen, fall in love with cooking your food, fall in love with sourcing your food. If you can't go pick your food, picking your food is the best vibe. I was just thinking of that again today. I got to pick my first blackberries today of the season, and like fully ripened, and it's just such a vibe. Like picking your own food, it seems so simple, but there's something about just grabbing your own food off of a plant and consuming it. It feels so right and so natural. And it just assimilates with you. Your spirit is like, all right, bro, like, you probably don't have to eat this right now, you know, but if you were in a hungry situation or whatever, it's like, this is the way you would do it. You know, you would be picking your food off of a live tree. And that's like I always say to people, if you question it, think of a fruit. You know, I think that we didn't really even need as much sugar. But nowadays, if you think of a fruit, you don't need to do anything to the fruit. And your teeth are designed for that fruit. Your front teeth are these flat, you know, swipes, little guillotines. And then you have these big, giant, flat teeth back here, which I don't have all mine. I have 6 pulled out, you know, from my diet. That's part of my reminders of what I've put myself through. But anyway, you've got these flat brontosaurus looking teeth, man, that are like this. We are plant eaters. We crush plants up in our mouths. Yes, we have some little wannabe canines. Those are not made for tearing raw flesh. You can't tear raw flesh with those little things. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can we think that we're not designed to eat plants, fam? Primarily, yes, we're omnivores, and yes, we can eat meat, but you have to cook it, you have to kill it, you have to skin it, you have to this it, you have to that it. And it's so much work where it's like, dude, today, guess what? I fed myself with the quickness, with the blackberry bush. Boom, 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 boom. I didn't kill nothing. You know what I mean? I didn't have to gut it. I didn't have to cook it. I didn't have to cut it all up with knives and forks and salt it to make it taste good. I just popped it in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? What a concept. And it's like, I've been proving that you can live off plants. Many people have. But I've been proving that you can live off this many plants. You know what I'm saying? I've been living off this many plants. And it just proves that it's a supplement. I'm eating the photons. I'm eating the photons that plant assimilates. That plant takes in quadrillions of photon energy. You know what I mean? Even for the little bit while they grow. You're very welcome, Griffin. Grand Rising from Puerto Rico. Getting ready for a tropical storm. That sounds dope. I could vibe that. I love the tropic. Oh my god, I want to live in Puerto Rico. Please let me one day live there. Oh, that place is like, I know for sure that's where I'm supposed to be. You know exactly what you're eating. That's amazing. Not a lot of people do, fam. You know what I mean? Yeah, picking it off the vine, right? I don't think there's a higher vibe. I don't think you can vibe higher, especially if you're growing your plants. I know that you were saying you were getting getting dialed in on doing your own grow. I think when you grow it yourself, you cater to it, you love it, you nourish it, you feed it, you vibe it, you talk to it, you love it, you ground with it, and then it makes something for you to consume that doesn't harm you near as much, that your body can absorb because you're made of that in essence. You know, we're not made of petroleum. We're not made of plastics. We're not made of antifreeze. You know what I'm saying? So how could we make this be recognized in the body? This one says, you just saw the video on the black mold. Yes, fam. Lots of people are still in here. We're finding out more and more about the GMO corn black mold. It's mind-boggling. It blew my mind to pieces. Nowadays, bro, like I've got so many videos on that, and a lot of people are learning this, which is so beautiful. But yeah, when I first learned the citric acid, dude, and I went down that rabbit hole, I was like, they're growing black mold on GMO corn and feeding it to people. Like, that's all it took for me. And it was just like, how is this not? This is how I knew what I do was meant to be. Because it was like, dude, how is this not known? And why is nobody making a big deal about it? It was the same thing with the pink salt, guys. You know what I'm saying? It was like, bro, I learned the pink salt, all the truth behind it. And I was just like, dude, like, am I coming across this information? And I'm not saying I'm the one that discovered it, but it was like, why isn't this known? You know, I feel like it's on a web page and like it might have had a few hundred clicks, but it was on a bunch of web pages and it had a bunch of clicks, but it still wasn't known. You know, I feel like when I started making my pink salt videos, it got a little more known, I feel like, but maybe not. And there's levels to it, right? So like I get people to vibe with the pink salt being bad most of the time. Most people, you know, but then it's like and then it's like when they get to something else, they're like, whoa, no. Like this She Legit, they're not ready for She Legit. They're not ready for honey. They're not ready for garlic. And it's like, I understand. Take your time. When you're ready, I'm here for you. That's what I make the videos for. Yeah, nothing beats picking it yourself. You know what I mean? Like I said, I was just being very conscious with it and just like thinking like, this really is such a vibe, man. Like, it's crazy. Like, just picking my food, I take it for granted because you go to the store, you buy the food at the store, fam. You know, that's what I was getting at was at least go to a farmer's market. You know what I mean? Your spirit will be happy because you're jumping in your car and you're going to take your time to do something to serve your avatar, which dictates your experience on this earth. If your body's in tune, your mind gets to be in tune, your spirit will be in tune. If your body's out of tune, you know, it's like you're driving down the road, you're on a long trip, you're going to be stressed out, your car's making some crazy noise, you're veering off the road, getting dizzy, you know, getting brain fog from the pizza and the ice cream. You know what I'm saying? You can't see because you're night blind, and you're like, bro, was me, you know. And it's like your spirit is like, F you, dude. Like, screw you. Like, this is a crap experience. Like, look at us, bro. Like, we're over here almost dying in the back streets, you know, on the country road or something. Like, so, like I'm saying, when we get everything in tune, it has such a ripple effect on your whole existence. And then, it affects the people around you. If you vibe high and you can help people vibe a little higher if they want to, if you are in a good state, then you can set that standard. And, especially like if you're a parent, it takes so much energy, and it's like, man, I can't imagine being able to do what I do, if I didn't have my energy anymore. And, oh, yeah, look at this. I went way longer on this live than I should have. But I appreciate you guys. See, it's you guys that make me do this, man. I'm blaming you guys. My real people here. You talk to the seeds and all this, and they do understand, right? They have their own consciousness, like everything. You know what I'm saying? You're very welcome, Lisa. You can't survive off just berries. Some of us living in the city don't have gardens to grow. Actually, I have been surviving off berries, and I haven't been growing gardens. So what you just said, I can literally tell you, you're wrong, because I've done it. Now, I'm not saying for people to do it, but I can tell you right now that I've done it. So, and I sourced sun-grown berries from a sun-grown area and imported them in while they are still alive and consumed those berries and lived. Yes, I did. Mainly just berries are like most of my diet. Berries and veggies, some coconut, and some herbs, and spring water, and sea moss. That's me. That's what I'm made of. I'm still here, and I feel better than ever. If I was feeling weird, I would get scared and start eating some other stuff and be like, oh my God, I must need to eat something else. Or if I was like having any health issues, what's weird is I just keep getting healthier the less things I put in me. What's the pink salt truth, Griffin? I can't go too in depth here, but essentially it's radioactive. It's full of heavy metals. It's full of lead, and it's from an old dead ocean. That's dead, and a bunch of creatures died with the ocean, so it has become compromised, and then we go and eat this stuff. And that's not where it ends. Of course, they blow it with dynamite, so there's traces of dynamite found in it. So as if the radiation and the lead wasn't enough, you've got the dynamite. No big deal, right? Who cares? If you try to go overseas or, get through the airport with pink salt, you could and possibly will set off the metal detector for having TNT and or gunpowder that you're taking through the airport. So at that point, it's like, do we really need this salt? Because there is a better salt. Like I offer, a link to, I'm not affiliated, to the Jacobson salt, much, much better. I've researched it. I made them give me paperwork on the mercury testing, on the heavy metals, on the radiation, Fukushima, plastics. They filter for microplastics, even though there really isn't much microplastics found where they harvest this salt. And this salt comes from an ocean that's alive. And this ocean's actually only about an hour from me. And it's a beautiful ocean. It's very clean. And it's alive. There's live creatures in it. It's not dead and pink. It's not radioactive. They don't need dynamite to blow it up. They extract it as naturally as possible. And they do boil it off of the salt water, which I don't love, but they're just extracting salt. And it's really clean salt. And when you put Jacobson salt, as far as the quality, it's like my toothbrush versus the plastic toothbrush. It's like night and day. The Jacobson salt is so nice. It fluffs out. It's like a mineral, man. Celtic is also okay. You just have to know your Celtic, because Celtic will have lead in some of the brands. But Jacobson's beats it all. Jacobson's beats it all, in my opinion. Knowledge must be sought if won't fall in our laps. That sort of knowledge isn't good knowledge. You're right, Stephen. That's facts, because that's how we got programmed, right? We thought that this stuff was knowledge. We took it in. We believed it. We trusted it. And then we learned, oh, it's too good to be true that, you know, this stuff just fell in your lap. You have to go and seek it, right? She legit looks disgusting. It does, man. Like, even if I didn't dislike She Legit, because I do. It's full of heavy metals. It's trash. Like, I can't see how the hell people could still think. When I'm in my She Legit video, it was literally the same in my mind as the pink salt. I was like, dude, everyone's gonna see this for what it is now, and they're gonna call it like they did with the pink salt, but that didn't happen. People were just like, you know, people still were like, yeah, this is gross. But then a bunch of people either didn't want to wake up to it, so they just scrolled past, or some people would type in, no, 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 She Legit is so good. People have been eating it for years and years, blah, 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 blah. That does not matter. People have been doing unhealthy things for a long time. That doesn't make it healthy. That doesn't make it safe. My grandma lived to 99, eating Snickers, drinking coffee, cussing, and smoking cigarettes. Well, grandma was a salve, and she was fasting, probably, and didn't know it at times, because women tend to be a lot less of, you know, consumers. And this and that, you know, there's so many factors, but guess what? You can't, you cannot deny that smoking is healthy. Isn't healthy. You can't, just because grandma smoked, that doesn't make smoking healthy. And who said grandma thrived? You know, grandma could have thrived more if she wasn't smoking. I don't care who you are. If you're smoking at 90, you're detrimenting yourself way more. And thank you guys for the likes, by the way. I appreciate you. I know that I will get talking and so will forget, but you guys almost got me up to 11,000 on the likes, and I do really appreciate that. It means a lot to me and my page. And, you know, like I said, I've changed up my life. I can't go talking too much into the salts and stuff like that. I mean, I can kind of, but I don't know. Lately, I've been getting removed for, I feel like, almost everything. But I am pretty hardcore sometimes, where I get digging into the truth deep, and it's like, boom, algorithm picks it up, bots pick it up. Let me try to catch up with you guys here. The berries are kind of the king, fam. I mean, they kind of are. You know, they still, like I said, they're just where my spirit's taking me through, you know, the facts. You know, these plants are closest to nature. They're still altered, but they're closer, right? Picking poison in the matrix. That's what I call it. Picking poisons in the matrix. What level are you at? Do you look at it all as the same? You know, Mickey D's is the same as a blueberry picked off of the bush. Nope. You know what I'm saying? So this is where we've got to see it. Lisa, thank you. I appreciate it. I live in the sun. I'm actually very white. You can see in some of my older videos in the winter, I'm pale white. I look very unhealthy in those videos, and that's literally just from not being in the sun. The sun does a lot. I put my time in on the sun. It's not just the sun, my diet definitely. It's the combination. You know, if I wasn't as strict as I was, I'd be so screwed. I'd be so screwed. The only little health I've got, I've had to work so hard for, you know. So that's why I'm here. Old-time farmers put the seeds in their mouth before planting. Interesting. You're hardly eating anything and staying your size. Me too, bro. I've been fasting. I did a 2-day fast, and then I fed, and it wasn't even that big of a meal. And then I did another 2-day fast, and I'm still like not like burnt. Like, I haven't melted off as much fat as I want to. You know, I'll never be perfect, I don't think, in my eyes, but it's like, wow, man, I'm still like freaking carrying fat on my body, and I'm naturally a pretty lean guy. So you can definitely fast and maintain yourself. You don't wither away as much as you would think. Thank you, Frankie, for coming in and dropping that compliment. I very much appreciate that, fam, and I hope you're having a great one. I'm glad you came in. Celtic, yeah, like I said, guys, with the Celtic, I'm gonna wrap this up. I got 10 till 1 o'clock, and this is what I do. I get started on these stuff. But the Celtic again, I vibe the Celtic. Sony was trying to say that there's like all of our minerals in the Celtic. There's not. There's minerals in it. It's not all of our minerals, but there's still minerals, and it's a great salt. Don't get me wrong. But there's levels to the Celtic. It's, dude, I'm telling you guys, it's crazy when y'all see it like I do. You're gonna be like, all right, dude, how did this guy handle this place? Like, how did this guy know this and just get to sleep at night? You know, because it's just like, anyway, the Celtic, again, you got to know the brands because some brands have dangerous levels of lead. That's why I link on my link tree, I link lead safe mamas right up on the salts. So you can go in there, you can look at the brands of the Celtic salts and see which ones tested for unsafe amounts of lead. And then you can also research for which ones are going to filter the microplastics. It doesn't list that out. You'll have to go and do your own research. This is why I just straight up go to you guys that ask me. I don't do none of that other salt. I just do Jacobson's. It's so much easier. It's so enjoyable. It's not that expensive. And it's just a vibe. The Jacobson's, I eat it every day and I feel great. And I don't run high blood pressure. I don't eat buckets of it. But the Jacobson salt just reigns supreme. And I put my Jacobson salt in my sea moss. And when I'm fasting, I take a nice spoon of that. And that's all. You know what I mean? And I'm alive. And I'm doing better than I ever have. So there's got to be some, I'm not saying that it's perfect or I'm perfect. Like I said, the only reason I'm here is because I'm fasting more. Because I'm withdrawing. Everybody just needs to learn, dude, that it's not something you're going to go buy. You know what I mean? So many people are like, can I do this? What can I do that? What can I get? What can I do? And it's like, you can fast. You don't need to go buy your health. You gotta earn it. You know, it sucks. I hate fasting. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I don't want to fast. I want to eat. You know, I don't want to fast from anything out here. I want to go do it. But then again, it's like in the end, it doesn't make me feel good anymore. You know, my gut problems are a blessing because it tells me immediately, bro, stop putting this in you, stop putting that in you. Like, my gut talks to me. So, and that's how I've kind of narrowed down. What toothbrush do I use? My toothbrush, fam. Here, let me show you. So this is my Mizwack toothbrush and my coconut oil toothpaste. See what I'm saying? This is where I've gotten to with it. You know what I mean? This is just the advanced level of toothbrushing. This is where I've gotten to it from the rabbit hole. I took you guys through the rabbit hole. I'm going to post a video again soon. Took you through the rabbit hole of, first the toothbrush was bamboo handle. Cool. Good to go, right? No, they used the plastic bristle. All right. Thanks, guys. I was trying to get away from plastics. That's why I went to the bamboo handle. But, all right, I see you. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, all right, I'm going plant-based bristle, bro. Like, I got this. I got it. And so I ordered me up plant-based bristle. The plant-based bristle. And I'm like vibing it. I'm like plant-based, bro. I'm brushing. I'm vibing. I'm feeling good. And then I'm like, what are these bristles made of? And then I look it up, and it says it's made of castor beans. And I'm like, all right, beans, cool. And I'm like, wait, castor, like the castor oil that I used to put on my skin all the time? Yeah, castor oil. And I'm like, all right, what's castor? What is the castor? I just want to look at it. I want to hear it, see it, smell it, taste it. This sounds like a cool plant, man. They're making this toothbrush bristles out of castor. And people are eating castor oil. Gunk, 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 gunk. All right. Put it on your skin. That's one thing. Then I read the first thing I Googled. First thing. Not research, rabbit hole, going to the library, all this stuff. The first thing that comes up when you Google what is a castor, and is it, you can, or you might have to type in, what is a side effect of the castor plant, or sometimes you have to word it a certain way. But the first time I Googled it, it's immediately said castor is the most toxic plant in the world. What? But I thought plastic was the most toxic compound in the world, so why would you take me from the most toxic material in the world to the most toxic plant in the world? Oh, don't worry, there's something called ricin, and that's been removed. You don't have to worry about it. We take care of it. We remove the toxic. And then I read a little further, and it says crushing and grinding this castor in your mouth is toxic to the human body. So I'm immediately like, I don't vibe it, man. Some people are cool right there. I don't care. They took the ricin out. I trust them. The ricin is the most toxic compound found on the face of the earth. And chewing and crushing and swallowing it is causes a lot of issues in the human body. It's deadly. So I'm just like, man, I just don't trust that. You know what I mean? So then I was like, all right, I went to the Mizwax stick. And then I was like, yeah, the stick's cool. It's natural. It's a stick. But then it didn't do this. You know what I mean? So I was like, dude, I want a toothbrush still. I'm spoiled now. I use the toothbrush, get back my teeth. I like the vibe of feeling like I'm cleaning my mouth. But I don't want plastic, and I don't want castor. I don't care who pushes castor. I know homegirl, what's her name, pushes the castor oil, and people will tell me castor oil is healthy. You can drink it and eat it and da-da-da-da. That's great. You know what I'm saying? For you, that's great. For my truth, I don't vibe with it. I don't want nothing to do with the world's most toxic plant in the world. That doesn't make me happy. I've already been using the most toxic plastic in the world. Why do I want to go and trust that they took all the ricin out of this plant, and that I should be using it on my, drinking the oil and using my bristles toothbrush? Maybe on a chemical level there isn't that much actual ricin in there, but I just don't want to put that in my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for the compliment on the picture. My girl actually took this picture. So, yep, this was a good picture. And there's the toothpaste, fam. This toothpaste is amazing, and these two work hand in hand very well. Castor beans are deadly before the ricin's taken out. Yes, before the ricin's taken out. And it's like the Shilajit, oh, Shilajit's healthy. There's they take the heavy metals out with the purification process. What do they do to purify it? This stuff is sci-fi movie stuff. What do they do to purify it? Oh, they just put it in this cauldron and boil it up with cow's urine. Okay, so then it's good to eat. How do they get away with this? And it just goes and goes and goes, guys. It's just examples and levels to it. Like I say all the time, there's levels to it. That won't be, you think, taking black seed oil. No, I don't buy black seed oil. Nope. Dr. Sebi said that the plant that the black seed comes from is a man-made hybrid. And no one ever really actually proved that this oil really did anything. This is the amazing thing, guys. You can placebo somebody. You can placebo somebody till the end of days, because you can give them a sugar pill and they can heal. So what makes you think that you can't give them a plant that's not really doing much for them and them still heal and believe that plant? It happens every day. Watch and learn. When the truth comes out about what's really going on out here and how powerful wait till somebody really exposes the placebo effect. The power of the mind is stronger than anything. So if you're sitting there taking something and you're believing it you know, vibe with it, then guess what? It can very well, not it, but you can heal still while consuming it. You know what I mean? Like I always explain, like when I used to get hurt skateboarding and stuff, it was always so cool. I felt like I was some kind of regenerative robot because I can smoke alcohol or smoke cigarettes and drink alcohol and have a broken leg and it still healed up. But I was putting pure poison in my body the whole time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, the body is just a miracle, and the mind, when you mix the two, it could be very much a good mixture. Uh, Digital Jedi, the ricin is considered a bioweapon. Yeah, so where do they use the ricin itself? That's what I haven't researched yet. So if you can educate me a little bit, that would be freaking awesome. Yes, the neem sticks are great. Mm-hmm. I love them. I love them. Thank you for the compliment on the picture. Appreciate that. Um, okay, so you're educating me more. Um, 0.05 milligrams is considered a deadly amount of ricin. Thank you for mentioning that. You know what I mean? So maybe I dodged more bullet than I realized. Maybe the ricin's not in the castor oil. It's not supposed to be. But then it's like, how can a plant, and this could be an interesting twist, and maybe it may be so, but how can the most deadly plant in the world be good for a human? Because if you don't take that compound out, it would have never been consumed. And you couldn't take that compound out unless you're doing unnatural things. So that plant, in my mind, was designed to not be consumed by humans, in my opinion. Because I know I can go over to a blackberry bush that's pokey and spiny, and it can poke me, but the berry's not gonna hurt me like the ricin plant would. Um, I gotta slow this shutters down tonight, you guys. I know some of you guys had to get out because we're up too late, and this is bad. My toothbrush is in my bio. Use coconut oil from Walmart. As long as it's organic food grade, it could even be from Walmart, but you want to make sure it's organic food grade, cold pressed, virgin coconut oil. If you want to be, you know, top level, if you can't get there, that's fine, dude. You know, just your cut rate coconut oil, you're still doing way better, fam. Don't beat yourself up. Um, you know, the toothbrush is way more important in my opinion. My toothbrush is in my bio. If you go to my main account, it'll say right there, get the toothbrush. It's right there. So you can order it through Etsy and or my website. Yes, I love Dr. Sebi too, fam. What's up, Dr. Truth Health Wealth? Um, yep, Dr. Sebi is the truth, guys. Dr. Sebi is the one. If I did not study and follow Dr. Sebi, I wouldn't know a fraction of what I know. I wouldn't preach a fraction of what I preach. I owe almost everything that I do to Dr. Sebi in some way, shape, or form. He wasn't perfect. I don't agree with everything he said, but mostly I agree. And I can't find much. Um, right on. I appreciate you for dropping in, bro. You're a real one. Psychosomatic. Okay, with the ricin, it's psychosomatic. Wow, man. So yeah, I really wonder what their standard is for getting the ricin out. Because, like, for example, the almond is full of cyanide, the wild almond, but they bred out the cyanide. So, you know, there's that. You know what I'm saying? But there's still a little bit of cyanide in almonds. So if you're making like an almond flour, for example, it is gonna have some some cyanide in there, and that's another one of the most worst compounds. You thought that, now imagine if you ever put the toxins in your body, right? Exactly, we don't think this. That's why I love like the chicken videos and stuff, because it gets people. It's like you look at that and it's like, bro, it gets you thinking about what you're putting in your body. It gets you thinking of like, dude, this stuff is freaky looking, and it makes you admit and realize like this is a food matrix. Like this is really happening. Like this world is really tripping. This matrix is really crumbling. You know what I'm saying? This is my main account, yes, Griffin. This is my third account. My first two got banned, and I made 5 after this. But this is now my main, and this is the third one I've had to bring up from nothing. So yeah. And on that note, fam, I'm going to call it because I'm tired. Honestly, I want to keep going, but I'm tired, and I need to get some sleep. Ricin is a nerve agent, awful weapon of war against the Geneva Conventions. Okay, interesting. Wow. Yeah, isn't this? It's just crazy, man. This world's nuts. Thank you for you are freaking. You're a Ricin master, digital Jedi. You are literally, fam, like a ninja with this Ricin, man. Holy crap. I knew it was toxic, but I didn't know it was like this rabbit hole. Maybe I should do a whole rabbit hole on Ricin. So yes, by the way, you guys, I appreciate you. You can check out my stuff in my link tree, the things I offer. Like I always say, at least go grab my free food list. Don't buy nothing if you don't vibe. You know what I mean? That's how I keep it. But if you purchase anything, it helps me out. It helps me doing what I'm doing. I want to do this full time, as a job. So every little bit counts. Every time you guys vibe my content, that all helps too in all of its own ways. Please follow the homie Light Warrior here, guys. I'm trying to pin him, but I don't. Mostly he's gonna get organic followers, you guys. I'm not too worried about it, but I just keep liking to mention it just because I can, and I love this guy. I don't really beg anyone to follow, but he is such a real one. I can't wait to bring him in here. He's at 952, guys. We got to get up past that. We got to get him up past that. Go check out his content. It's worth it. He's not just out here reposting or nothing. He's making fresh, real content, and it's informative. He's teaching you about the 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 red chakra and how they keep us in this chakra where we're all about consuming food and all in this sexual chakra all the time, and how these colors coordinate and program us into to blocking these chakras and keeping us away from what we're really supposed to be. And that's what this whole video game's all about that we're in. It's keeping us away from our spirit. That's what all this boils down to. It's keeping us away from our spirit. It's keeping us away from unlocking our third eye. It's keeping us away from unlocking our chakras and ascending. And but the beautiful thing is you get to choose. It may be hard and it'll take time, but you get to choose how high you want to get to. You get to make those choices as you start giving things up that don't serve you. You start living more for the flesh or living for the spirit than the flesh. And then you'll start seeing it, and then seeing is believing, and then living it is believing. Just like I believe in eating real food, I believe in spirituality, and it's all the same. Like it's all the same significance. I mean, really, our spirituality is the most important thing that you can discuss, because that's what you are. That's what we are. You got the 109. Which one is that, Light Warrior? Educate me on what that number signifies. Real quick, this guy's got it. This guy's locked. And Light Warrior's a real one, and he'll get to where, like, if there's something that we don't know yet, then he'll just straight up say it. Start and end, that makes sense. So like if you were to count to 10 type thing, or what does the 9 represent? I know the 369 method, and the 1 is definitely the start of something. I can't wait till you can just come on here and speak, you know what I'm saying? because it's going to be good, bro. We'll be able to cover a lot of good stuff, and then you can educate me while you educate everyone else too, because you will be educating many people, and I can't wait to see the people get to hear you, bro, because you have a lot of important knowledge to feed the people. So I'm excited, bro. You know, you're my student, I'm your student, bro. That's how it should be. We're all each other's students. Nobody's in here. You know, if you are awake, you're not in here like only learning. Like you're like more like downloading, you know, what you already kind of know. You know what I'm saying? If you vibe with the things I say, then it's more of a download. It's more of a here's this knowledge back to you type vibe. So yeah, I do need to get some sleep, you guys. I thank you so much. You got me up almost to 13,000 likes. Again, check out my link tree, check out the homie Light Warrior, and thank you so much for coming in, you guys. I will see you again, hopefully, and maybe tomorrow earlier. We'll jump on live, man. I appreciate you. You guys have a good night. You guys definitely appreciate you. That's right, 111. There we go. Good time. Good night, you guys. Appreciate you.